Well, hello there. How are you today? We are going to be talking about 4 all-natural, super affordable, very effective oils that you can use on your skin that are really going to help with elasticity, crepey skin, fine lines, the whole thing. If you're new here, welcome in. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60, almost 70-year-old woman. It's going to be a fun day. We're going to talk about some oils that are so affordable and effective that can really help with anti-aging for our less than youthful skin. But first, I want to share a few things. When we talk about getting older, and all of us are getting older, or you wouldn't be here, one of the most important things that I think we can focus on is staying healthy as we get older. Because how much fun is it going to be to get older and not be healthy? You can't do anything. I want to do stuff. So I want to talk about a few things that just really touch on the area of overall health first before we dive into the oils. So if you want to just hear about the oils, you can fast forward through this part, but you might want to stay for this part because it's going to be good. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Supreme Court recently came down with a ruling that pretty much absolves the pesticide companies from any legal action. What does that mean? Well, some people say they have now had the green light to poison Americans with no repercussions, because it really does eliminate a lot of lawsuits that were against the pesticide companies for things like cancer, Parkinson's, that sort of thing. It is unfortunate on the face of it. It is unfortunate. If you're not familiar with the ruling, I'm going to go ahead and put a kind of a rundown of it in the description box down below from a gentleman by the name of Aaron Siri, who is an attorney, probably the top attorney in that space. He put together his thoughts on it. It's really kind of sad. And if you're interested in learning more about it, you can look at his arguments down below on the argument that the Supreme Court came down with. On the face of it, while it looks like really bad news, and I think that it is, there is an incredible silver lining in that. And this is what it is. Unknowingly, the whole corporate food production system has now lost control, which is a great thing, because we never should have been putting our food supply in their hands to begin with. And let me explain why I think this is such an incredible silver lining. They've gone too far. They've gone too far. In other words, we don't want their Fruit Loops now. We don't want their Doritos. We don't want their red dye infused products. We don't want their chemical soaked, whatever it is they're going to package up in a box. We've learned our lesson. They are not thinking about the health of Americans with this food production system that they put in place. And if you think about it, no one has benefited except the corporations monetarily. The farmers have not benefited because who did they use to sell their crops to? The community. Well, corporate farming and corporate food production got in the middle of it, and they started paying the farmers a lot less for their crops. They started charging us a lot more, so their role as middleman was really just to squeeze every dollar out of both sides of the equation. So I think it's a wonderful thing in the long run, because it's going to really wake a lot of people up. It has not benefited us health-wise. We are the sickest developed nation on the planet, and we allow levels of pesticides in our foods that other countries don't. Most of the pesticides and chemicals used in our food supply are banned in other countries. As a matter of fact, whatever that sporting event was it the World Cup? I don't know. I don't follow sports, but there was a big sporting thing in the US. And the thing that I did hang on to fact-wise is that one of the teams that came to the US, it might have been the Netherlands, they came with their own chefs and they brought their own food because they're clear on how toxic the food supply is in the US. In my opinion, it really has crippled and dumbed down the population here in the US for a couple of reasons, and let me explain that, and I've got a point in the end, so stick with me. First of all, we have become very disconnected from where food comes from and what food is good for you. There are a lot of people out there right now that don't understand that you put a seed in the ground and then a whole big plant grows and gives you an abundance of food. A lot of people are very, very disconnected, and I'll tell you a story. It's kind of a funny one. It's old. It's an old story. It was back when I was like 23 or 24, and I was dating my soon-to-be husband. I grew up with a grandmother that had a garden my entire life. We ate fresh fruits and vegetables all my life. I was very, very familiar with worms and coffee grounds that you put in your garden and picking and growing and blah, 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 blah. It was second nature to me. Well, I was out with my soon-to-be husband, and he had had an experience. I think he went somewhere and someone had a fruit tree and they picked the fruit off the tree and handed it to him, and he was blown away. He was blown away. Like, you can just pick the food off the tree and eat it? I mean, I'm not kidding you. He was completely uneducated to the fact that that is where food came from. And I think we're looking at that in a lot of areas around this country. People are very, very disconnected from their food source, their food supply, and very few people are growing their own food. So I think the fact that the government and the corporate food production companies now have been busted for the fact that they're happily selling us toxic, cancer-causing food, they're busted. I mean, they've lost control. And the second thing is that it's going to encourage people to walk away from expecting that the government or corporations are going to feed you. They're not. They're going to poison you, mostly for profit. So it's going to make people much, much more aware. And I think that, you know, the sea change is here. It's going to shift. Because if that's the position in this nation, that companies can put what are absolutely identified as carcinogens in our food supply, we're done. We're not going to play anymore. You guys, I'm so excited. I went to pick up my mail today and I got my first Hug Club letter. I'm so thrilled. Sherry, I'm sure you recognize your envelope here. I'll cover up your address. It's my first pen pal letter from the Hug Club. I'm so excited. This is the first one. If you don't know what the Hug Club is, I'll catch you up a little bit. But I did a full video on it. I'll link it in the description box down below. The Hug Club is something new and fun we're doing here at Pretty Over 50. It starts with a monthly collection where you get a whole bunch of stuff to help you calm down and relax and just feel really good. You get coloring pages, I call them comfort pages, to-do list pages, really fun and illustrated, journal pages, plus you get an original piece of artwork, the master file that you can download and print out as many as you want. So those could be your gifts, birthday gifts throughout the year, and you get to be a pen pal in the Hug Club. We will pal you up with another gal from Pretty Over 50, and you guys get to be pen pals. This part is so exciting. We have ladies from all around the planet. There's going to be letters flying here to there. That part is so exciting for me. So this is my first. I'm so excited. You get my address when you're a member of the Hug Club, and you can pen pal me, and I will pen pal you back. Just know that, you know, it might take a bit, but I will pen pal you back. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what Sherry sent. I'm so thrilled about this. She is from Indiana. Let's see what it says. Oh my gosh, it's a card. Look at how pretty. Sherry, did you do this? Oh, Sherry drew this. See? You guys, this is gonna be so good. You just never know what your pen pal's gonna send you. This is beautiful. Sherry, did you draw this? Wow. Oh my gosh, and there's a pretty little letter inside. It says, Dear Kimberly. I won't read the whole thing because she sent it to me. Oh my gosh. This could not be better. This could not be better. Look at this illustration. Sherry, did you do that? Put it in the comments down below. If you did, that's beautiful. It is beautiful. I think she did because look, there's her name and there's the date right there. Oh my gosh, I feel so blessed. So blessed. You can join the Hug Club. We would love to have you. We're having so much fun. This is going to be happening every day of the year all around the planet. Huggers are going to be, connecting up. I just can't wait until we have so many people flying letters around. We've already got them started and they're just now starting to land. So the link is in the description box down below. We'd love to have you as a hugger. It's called the Hug Club. Super easy to join. It's only $10 a month. And you get a lot of great stuff. Original art, printables that are so fun. Plus, you get a pen pal. And if you want more than one, you got that too. All right. Thank you so much, Sherry. This is so exciting for me. I'm going to sit down and read your letter right now. So on that, I want to talk about 2 areas that we can really make a difference in the food that we put on our family's table. The first one is with honey. And there is a real kind of, unfortunate thing going on in the honey business. Most of the honey sold in chain corporate grocery stores is not 100% honey. They've done studies and tests, and a lot of the honey was found to have things like corn syrup in it, which is not good for you. There are a few places that I feel like you can reliably get good honey. The first one is a brand called Local Hive. Now, I bought this when I was living up in Oregon, used all of it, but I kept the container because I like being able to squeeze out my honey. I liked this container, but you can see right here, it says Northwest on it. What this company does is they source their honey from local honey producers, people that have hives, and bottle it up and sell it in the area where it's sourced. The reason you want to get local honey is because that honey is going to help you with allergens in your area, to help you through allergy season, and it's such a wonderful support to your immune system. And there's going to be all the nutrients you need in that local honey to really help you with your environment. That's why I now buy my honey when I can get it off of Facebook Marketplace. This is from a gal that lives a couple miles from my house. She has hives in her backyard. I've purchased several jars of honey from her, and then I just put it in my local hive jar, and it's fabulous. The best place I've found to get local honey is Facebook Marketplace. So if you look on Facebook Marketplace, and it'll give you an area like maybe a 10-mile radius or 12-mile radius, you can adjust it on your Facebook Marketplace settings. You can get local honey, which is so good for you. I do try to have a little bit of honey every day just because of the health benefits of local honey. So Facebook Marketplace, if there's no one in your area that does it, Local Hive is a good resource for you as well. The second thing I want to talk about is cheese. And cheese, just like so much in our food supply, has become a cheese product or a cheese thing. And I'm not sure if you know this, but one of the ingredients in cheese is rennet. It helps to form the cheese. Most of the cheese on the market is using a rennet produced by Pfizer. Not a fan. Not a fan. At least I'm not. There are a couple of companies that are still doing it the right way and don't use the rennet from Pfizer. One of them is probably the easiest to find. I don't think I've been in a corporate chain grocery store anywhere that I've been in the US and have not found the brand. And the brand is from Oregon. It's from Tillamook. And the town is named Tillamook, and it's Tillamook cheese. I'll have a little picture right up here for you. It's a family-owned company. They still produce their cheese in a very healthful way, and they don't use the rennet from Pfizer. So if you're going to buy cheese, you might want to think about Tillamook. There's another brand, I think it's called Organic Valley, and I'll put a picture of that up here. I just saw it in my grocery store. I go to a locally owned, one location organic grocery store. That's where I get my store-bought groceries. They carry Organic Valley cheese, and that is a resource that you can also use. So it's the little decisions like that that is going to take the money away from corporate food production and bring it back to local family-owned small companies that are actually producing food that's good for you, that's healthy for you, that is not, filling your body full of chemicals and pesticides and dyes and all kinds of things that we really don't want. Is our food system going to get cleaned up? Yeah, but it's not the government that's going to do it, because the government is in the pocket of the big corporate food suppliers. I mean, it's like it's all about the money. So the way that we're going to bring back our food supply is doing it ourselves, not supporting the corporate food production companies that are happy to put in ingredients that are not good for our health, because their buddies in, the medical industrial complex are then going to get us, because then they can sell us drugs to help us, suppress the symptoms. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. You can tell my position on it. But those are a couple of things that you can do. Get local honey off of Facebook Marketplace, or shop for local hive in your grocery store. And then Tillamook cheese or organic cheese are two good choices. Now we're going to go into some oils for our skin and talk a little bit about skincare. If you're new here and you don't know me, I actually started my channel focused on skincare when I was 62 years old. And I'll go ahead and put a picture of me up here of when I first started my channel. I was 62. This was about 6 months, maybe 8 months before I started my YouTube channel. Today, I am 4 months from turning 70. So you can see there's been some changes that have happened over the 7 years that I've been on YouTube, and I think probably pretty much changes for the better, having to do with my skin. Today I'm going to be talking about just a small little topic, oils you can use on your skin. But if you want more information about skincare and my personal skincare journey, what I did, what I used, what didn't work, what did work, I recently did a video documenting my whole journey and what really seemed to move the needle. I'll go ahead and list it in the description box down below, and you can go over and watch that. It's going to be a lot more packed with information. Today we're just talking about oils that are super affordable and can really make a big difference in your skin. The first one I want to talk about is this little concoction that I've been using. This is a castor oil bottle, organic castor oil. And what I've done in this bottle is actually empty. It is cold pressed. This is from Queen of Thrones. This is the castor oil that I generally buy. I get organic, cold pressed, and I want it in a dark bottle. Queen of Thrones does that. What is in this bottle right now is half castor oil and half jojoba oil. And I'll have all these listed down below if you just want to take a look at them. This is what I'm using on my neck now. I was using other products from companies that make skincare products on my neck for several years. And you know what? They worked. They worked. But I started getting a little bit concerned about the ingredients that were sitting on the skin right over my thyroid. I have hypothyroidism, which I've really learned to deal with. I'm not on medication anymore. I kind of figured out a way to get off the medication, but I really want to be cognizant of the health of my thyroid. So this is what I'm using on my neck now. I started in with this, the jojoba oil and castor oil on my neck about 2 months ago. I don't really have any long-term results now, but this is what I'm using, and I'm sure I'll do a video coming up in a few months and talk about whether I think it's healthful or not. Here's a little tip with castor oil. It pulls impurities out of your body. So you can use castor oil in so many different ways. I put it on my knees at night before I go to bed because I have one knee that's cranky, the other one that's thinking about getting cranky. So I put castor oil on the front of my knees. You can also put it on the back of your knees. It's going to help with lymphatic drainage. And you can also put it underneath your arms, in your armpit, particularly your left armpit, because that's where your lymphatic system drains. And here's kind of a creepy little fact. You'll never forget it after I say it. If you notice that sometimes when you think, do I smell? You're going to notice that your left underarm is more odorous than the right underarm because that's where your lymphatic drainage happens. That's why. So you can put it underneath your arms too. And what I've heard from other people, I have not done it long enough to give you results on it, is that it really does help to unclog the lymphatic drainage in that area. You can put it under both arms. It's probably going to really benefit the left arm the most. Oh, I forgot about this one other little story I want to tell you. So here's a little interlude. My girlfriend, Suzanne, came for a visit recently. We had so much fun, so much fun. To the point where at the end of the time that she was here, I felt like I'd been on vacation. We just did a lot of stuff. One of the things we did was talk nonstop. And she told me this story, and I just remembered it because I looked at all the bottles that I have over here on the table. The story she told me was impactful. You will remember this. Her husband was really craving jalapeno poppers for dinner one evening. So she says, okay, I'll make jalapeno poppers. She makes them from scratch. Did the whole thing with the jalapenos. Well, what she didn't do when she was putting together the recipe was put gloves on. So after the jalapeno poppers were made, her hands were burning from the jalapenos. Well, of course, she looked online. What can I do? Washed her hands, soaked her hands in milk. I think she had half and half from her coffee in the morning. Soaked them in milk. They were still burning. Well, she went into her bathroom and pulled out her ion skin support. This is something I've been using for a while now. And she had some, and she sprayed it on her hands. She said it was immediate. The burning stopped. Immediate. I thought that was really wild. Here's the thing. I never would have thought to do that. If that had happened to me, I never would have thought to put the skin support on my hands. So it made her think about sunburns as well. So I don't know what the mechanism of action is, why it stopped the burning on her hands, or what impact it would have on a sunburn. My thoughts are that it would really help with a sunburn. So anyway, little ditty about the skin support from Ion. This is a really good product. I'll have it listed down below. I think I have a discount code, like 10 or 15%, something like that. Okay, enough with the stories. Now we're gonna hop into the oils. The first one I want to talk about is sea buckthorn oil. This oil is rich in omega fatty acids and is really, really impactful if you have that dry, flaky skin that can come with aging. If you have eczema, if you have dry patches, if your skin just can't get moisturized, you might want to give this a try. It reduces inflammation and it also helps to stimulate cell turnover. And that's one of the issues that we can have as older women. And let me explain why that's so important. If you've ever seen someone, and maybe it's happened to you too, that has really dull, ruddy looking skin, in other words, it almost looks leather-like, that is from old dead skin cells not sloughing off your face. And I had that in spades when I first started my skincare routine. And I couldn't figure out why some of these women had the most beautiful, glowy, skin, it looked like it was lit from within, and mine was just dull looking. Well, what it was is because I didn't do any skincare through my 30s, 40s, 50s to really speak of. I had so many old dead skin cells piled up on my face that there's no way those new skin cells could come to the surface. So accelerating or supporting that turnover of new skin cells is so important, particularly as we get older, because you can have wrinkles, you can have creases, you can have all that stuff, but if the tone and texture of your skin is bright and fresh, oh, people look right past that because your skin looks so glowy. So definitely supporting that skin cell turnover is really, really important. So if you have dry, flaky skin, if it's dull and ruddy, this will really help with that skin cell turnover and moisturize your skin. So sea buckthorn oil. I just looked this morning and this brand that I purchased is no longer available. I think it was about $20. All of these oils are so affordable. I am going to link a product from another company that gets good reviews as well. So if you want to give it a try, I think that one is even less expensive. So sea buckthorn oil, great for really hydrating your skin and supporting cell turnover. The next oil I want to talk about is called bakuchi oil. I think that name is so funny. Coochie, coochie coo, bakuchi, anyway, same thing. Sorry about that. This is a wonderful substitute for retinols. A lot of people can't use retinols on their skin because of the redness and the peeling and just the irritation that can come from using a retinol product, whether it's retin-A, retinol, retinaldehyde, retinoids. They're all different versions of the same thing. It's just how many steps your body has to go through in order to get it in a form that it can utilize. But bakuchi oil really does similar things to the skin, and a lot of dermatologists will call it a more natural retinol alternative. It really does help with fine lines and wrinkles and those little signs of aging that can start popping up when we're in our late 40s into our 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. The benefit is it doesn't give you that redness or peeling, so it's a much more gentle and very, very affordable way to do it. It boosts collagen production and it does help with cell turnover. So there's all good things with this bakuchi oil. This bottle was $15. $15, not 60 or 70 or 80. It's all natural. It's plant-based. It's really great for your skin and offers antioxidant protection on top of it. So bakuchi oil, a great alternative if you don't want to go down the retinoid, retinol, retinaldehyde, retin-A train. You don't want to put up with the peeling and the redness and that sort of thing. You're going to get support for those fine lines and wrinkles, help with cell turnover, good antioxidant protection. It's going to be all good. The next one is rosehip seed oil. This is from The Ordinary. We love The Ordinary. Their products are amazing and they're so very affordable. I think this bottle was $11. This is organic cold pressed rosehip seed oil. What does it do? It helps with collagen production, tightening and brightening the skin. It's loaded with nutrients including vitamin A and vitamin C, and it has essential fatty acids for moisturizing and softening the skin. This is really going to help with fine lines and wrinkles. It's just a wonderful natural oil from the rose hips. They actually cold press it. It's a great alternative if you're looking for something to support your skin into the aging years, but you don't want to use complicated ingredients that, may or may not ultimately be good for your skin. And the last one is organic primrose oil. This is cold pressed evening primrose oil. And again, I'll have all these listed down below. This is a multi-benefit oil. It has a very high concentration of gamma linoleic acid, which is GLA, and omega-6 fatty acids. And the cool thing about that is those two things, the GLA and the omega-6 fatty acids, are what help support skin structure. We probably all noticed, if you're a little bit older, that our skin does not stay up and firm like it did when we were younger. And that skin structure is what starts breaking down over the decades. This will support that skin structure and really help with the sagging, the fine lines and wrinkles, and just give your skin a little bit more elasticity that we used to have when we were in our 20s and 30s, but sadly it starts petering out as we get in the older years. So it supports those wrinkles and crinkles, helps to moisturize and add firmness to the skin. And at $16, I mean, why wouldn't you want to give it a whirl? So this is a wonderful kind of all-purpose oil that you can use to really support your skin, give yourself moisture, help with fine lines and wrinkles, and help with that skin structure as we get a little older. So those are 4 oils, super affordable, all natural ingredients. You don't have to worry about what you're putting on your skin. All of them will help in one way or another with aging skin, whether you have dry, flaky skin, whether you're looking for support for your skin structure, whether you're dealing with fine lines and wrinkles, or overall skin health and smoothness. I'll have everything listed in the description box down below. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below and I'll try to address them. Thank you so much for joining me today. You guys know it just makes my day when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and almost 70-year-old woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye now.